Welcome back, everybody, and we are just about to get underway with round 4 of Swiss of the 2015 Pokemon Video Game Regional Championships here in Singapore. For those of you just joining us, my name is Shang Lo, and joining me is Amir. And we will be giving you live commentary of all the games today, all the way to the finals, so please join us all the way to the end right now.
Right now, it's going to be in the 4th round. It's actually the last round for the seniors, although we haven't been really concentrating on many of their battles today, but most of them have been actually from what I heard from the seniors, it's rather tense, and I heard a lot of them wondering whether we will make it with, because currently most of them have around 2 wins, and then most of them are kind of worried that, oh, will I make it with 3 wins and everything. So you see how high the tension is between the seniors right now, and it is their last round, and they do not want to miss it.
Exactly. With 15 seniors, actually, it's unfortunate. With one more senior, they could have had another round of Swiss, as well as I think top 8 as well for the top cuts. So unfortunate there, where it becomes a top 4 cut as well as only 4 rounds of Swiss. Everyone wants to come down and play more Pokemon, right? So hopefully more seniors get into the game, and Nationals will be an even bigger event for the seniors as well.
So here's out to you guys here in Singapore. Do come out, and we have more rounds where we all have fun together.
Yeah, of course. But enough of the seniors for the time being, as we are going back to the Masters division for the 4th round of Swiss. The undefeated players are slowly whittling down, as we have two familiar faces. One who was on stream earlier, in round 2, was it? Round 2. As well as one of the best players in Singapore right now, as we are going to go right into, as the players have shaken hands, and we are going right into the game right now. As you can see on Theron, who's one of the most consistent players in Singapore. His team is Kangaskhan, Gengar, Sylveon, Bisharp, Thundurus, and Terrakion, where Tsuyun's team we saw earlier on stream, the Charizard, Bisharp, Landorus, Suicune, Mienshao, and Sylveon.
On Tsuyun's team, as we've seen before, his pretty much strategy that he can set up is Tailwind to Suicune, and then use such as Intimidate on Landorus, or maybe the power of Heat Wave the Sun with Charizard, making advantage of that speed to launch off a fake short slide or Heat Wave. On Terra's side of the team, however, we have actually 2 Pokemon that is capable of Mega. We have Mega Kangaskhan or Mega Gengar, either one could be.
We've seen very popularly used by some of the American players that support Gengar with the Focus Sash. But in this case, you have to imagine that between Bisharp, Terrakion, and Gengar, usually the item held Light Orbs, Focus Sash, and maybe the Lumberry. So this team decision from Theron may have restricted his item choices a bit here. However, the double mega is also a very real possibility here, as we know that Theron is known to carry some more interesting options on his team. Tsuyun, of course, showed off a very powerful tailwind strategy with his Suicune, and then using Landorus and Sylveon to sweep with high power spread root attacks. Not to mention that he also has the Charizard.
So, I mean, it is quite interesting to see what Terra will bring out, considering, as you mentioned, the possibility of a double Mega. So, if Gengar does come out and it turns out to be Mega, I think it will be quite an interesting thing to watch.
Alright, and both players have locked in their Pokemon to issuing the challenge. Sending out is Landorus and Mienshao. Not a lead that we saw in the previous game, showing off the Mienshao this time. Whereas, double legendaries here from Theron, Thundurus, Terrakion side by side.
Intimidate does come out, affecting the Terrakion, not so much on the Thundurus. Well, the Mienshao here actually has the option to fake out either one of Pokemon, and if Landorus does carry that Focus Sash, it actually helps bring the Sash and set up for a KO on the next turn.
Especially with the Terrakion now pinned down by the Landorus Earthquake here. I mean, I'm not sure whether Tsuyun wants to Earthquake his own Mienshao right now, and if Theron does have that Quick Guard on his Terrakion, he could potentially block this Mienshao from firing off a Fake Out, and therefore get on a free attack with his Thundurus here.
I would imagine that maybe like a Fake Out Rock Slide maybe coming out of Tsuyun, since Rock Slide doesn't KO the Thundurus, but does help deal heavy damage to it at least. However, that is one of the moves that maybe one would expect, and Theron, as you said, might run Quick Guard and Thunderous being a Pokemon that's known to spread paralysis, reducing speed, and maybe fully paralyzing Pokemon, not allowing them to move at a turn is quite a thing to worry about for Jin's side of the team.
Thunder is, of course, one of those rare Pokemon that gets that prankster ability, but very famously used by some of the best players in the world, Wolf, Blake, Ryosuke Kosuge. As Terrakion is going to go straight for the Protect here, not wanting to take any damage from the Fake Out. Fake Out goes off onto the Thundurus, though, calling the Protect. Thundurus does flinch, and the Superpower goes right onto the Terrakion, so good Protect there from Theron.
That was quite a good read on Jin's side, going Fake Out onto the Thundurus instead. However, he still doesn't shown that not to expect that Protect on the Terrakion and goes for the Superpower instead. I would think that if Terrakion didn't use Protect and had a Focus Sash, it wouldn't really be that good of a move though on Jin's side.
Interestingly enough, if Zuyun does have that Choice Scarf on his Landorus, he has now locked himself into Superpower, and Theron, can quickly just switch into maybe his Gengar or his Sylveon here to quickly turn the matchup into his favor.
Especially before Thundurus can also spread paralysis here, maybe not to Landorus but to Mienshao. Mienshao is one of those very fast Pokemon, hits hard, but once you take out the speed, it's pretty much a sitting duck most of the time.
Mienshao, though, because of how frail it is, known to carry that Focus Sash like you mentioned before, so taking it out is going to require a bit of an overextension from Theron here. The question is, does Zuyun read into the switch by the Terrakion and switch out his own Landorus into a better position? But Theron does pull out the switch here. If Landorus is Scarf, it means that it has stayed in. Gengar gonna come in. Quick Guard comes out from the Mienshao. Mienshao, one of those other Pokemon that gets Quick Guard, not just the Terrakion. But the Thunderbolt, the reads from Theron, baiting out the Quick Guard and firing off the Thunderbolt, dropping down Mienshao into the red.
Landorus goes for Rock Slide, showing that it is not choice at all. So having that option to change from Superpower to Rock Slide and maybe another move in the next turn. Good thing that he didn't use Superpower to Terrakion, as Gengar would have just come in no problem at all.
That, like you mentioned though, that does come at a huge cost of information. He has now given away that his Landorus is not Choice Scarf, and that means that, the Pokemon on Theron's side of the field, Thundurus and Gengar are both very fast Pokemon, and now, can more freely attack the Pokemon on Zuyun's side of the field here. He's also got a lot of free damage off on this Mienshao, which puts Zuyun in a bad position.
Especially Gengar, as Gengar is one of those Pokemon that can learn Icy Wind, and Icy Wind would damage Landorus quite heavily in this situation.
However, if you think about it though, the second most common item on Landorus this season is that Assault Vest. So in that case, the damage done by the special attackers may be reduced, and Theron might be missing out on some KOs he might have otherwise expected.
Well, it could still be any item, but as you mentioned before, Assault Vest is an option, considering that it doesn't use any choice item, and tends to be one of the more popular items if it's not choice.
But you see Theron going for the Mega Gengar, double Mega, gonna Mega Evolve, get that speed boost, that huge special attack boost, and the Icy Wind gonna come out, gonna take out the Mienshao, deal a whole lot of damage to Landorus, dropping it under 50%, probably means the Assault Vest, as non-Assault Vest Landorus takes a lot more from Mega Gengar, Icy Wind, and Thundurus does outspeed Landorus, gets the Hidden Power Ice, picks up the KO, huge turn from Theron.
Having the double KO this early in the game, with Terra still having his Pokemon with good HP, and none of them KO, so Terra really has a good lead here. Showing that it has Mega Gengar on the field, already prepared to launch an attack. TU didn't set up his Tailwind with his Secret earlier in the game, only coming out now with Bishop, so not really a good position for TU.
That was a huge double knockout there. Theron making full use of the information he gained about the Landorus not being Choice Scarf and heavily punishing, Zuyun for not switching out his Pokemon there.
Yeah, now Zuyun is in a very tough position, as Suicune can just get hit by Thunderbolt from Thundurus, and Thundurus and Gengar also a double target at the Suicune will probably KO it. Just wondering about the Bishop though.
Gengar does have to watch out from the Sucker Punch from the Bishop, definitely. However, Theron does have his Terrakion in the back, which is one of the best Pokemon to counter Bishop in the metagame right now.
Theron is in a good position that even if he loses Gengar at this time of being, not much problem. As you said, Terrakion can just come in and just take care of Bishop straight away.
Suikun's definitely not out of this game yet. You know, Bisharp and Suicune, two Pokemon that are very strong. One very strong support Pokemon. Bisharp is an offensive powerhouse in its own right, with priority Sucker Punch, you know, stab knockoff, as well as super effective Iron Head. So Theron definitely hasn't got this game locked up yet, but he is in a very good position.
TU will need to have some smart protects here and there, like you see Suicune using Protect, not wanting to take a Thunderbolt. And Gangtime uses Shadow Ball onto the Bisharp, very good at play that. Generally, people don't usually do that because not being it takes a critical hit. Maybe not being super effective, but that read there.
What a magnificent read by Theron, predicting the Suicune Protect. It's so hard to predict the Suicune Protect there, because Suicune usually doesn't carry Protect, but that was that was the perfect play you could have made. Perhaps thinking that, you know, Bisharp is the bigger threat on Suicune's side of the field, and once he can KO the offensive powerhouse, that can slowly take down the support Pokemon, which can't really do much on his own. As Suicune does fade to the double target there, Theron moves 4-0.
In hindsight though, leaving the Suicune alive, even if it doesn't protect, will be probably a good idea, as Suicune can't really deal much damage back onto Theron. It's not one of those Pokemon with a strong offense to carry back the game from a losing end. So maybe ignoring the Suicune is a good idea regardless of what happens.
Definitely. I mean, see, you know, one of the strengths of Theron's playing is his ability to read the situation in a game. He may not have, you know, he may not have like the best matchups at times, but he's able to predict correctly what his opponent is able to do and make complete use of the information he has gained. And we have seen, you know, that was a really convincing win. And for two players to be at 3-0 and for one to defeat the others in such a convincing fashion is testament to how strong of a player Theron is.
Now with Theron going on to 4-0, he's most likely going to be in the top cut for today, having 4 wins early in this game. Well, I mean, as you said before, he did make use of advantage of the knowledge he's learned with Landorus not being choice, so knowing that he can definitely outspeed Landorus and pick up the KO with maybe dual attack, as you see, Icy Wind and Hidden Power Ice. And also, he made a good decision there, knowing the situation, knowing that Suicune probably doesn't affect him as much as Bisharp can. So taking the Shadow Ball onto Bisharp, even though it's not really a super effective move.
Exactly. You know, evaluation of threats and, you know, risk reward in this game is so important at the top level. You know, where at that level you basically know the mechanics of the game, you know the damage calculations required. Then it becomes a game of, you know, it's basically like a high-level game between two chess masters, right? You evaluate the position, which pieces do you need to take out first, which pieces can you leave alone for a few more turns, and in this case, Theron has definitely showcased what it means to do risk-reward evaluation.
Alright, now let's have Theron up for the interview and see what he thinks about the game just now.
How does this thing work? Okay, can you hear me? Yeah, okay.
Alright, we are back, and here we have Theron winning his 4th game in a row in Swiss. Congratulations on getting 4-0 today.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks.
I mean, how do you feel getting 4-0? Because, I mean, in a Swiss of 6, getting 4 wins early this game probably will almost guarantees you the top card. So how confident are you that you'll get in?
It's almost guaranteed, but it's not a guarantee, that's the thing. So I'm not going to drop my guard, I'm going to keep my guard up. And hopefully I can ride this momentum all the way to the top card and maybe, who knows, beyond it.
What was your thought process on the second last turn where you actually decided to use a non-super effective move onto Bisharp instead of maybe going for the play that most people would go, using Thunderbolt or Suicune, because that does more damage, right? Yeah.
Okay, at that point of time I was thinking with Suicune, because Suicune would not be likely to, how to say, unless it Ice Beam my Thunderous, which I think at that point in time my Thunderous should still be able to take safely. So at the point in time I was thinking, would Bisharp go for a Sucker Punch, or would it, because usually Gengars carry Will-O-Wisp status moves, would it go for a knockoff? So I was thinking at that point in time, if Suicune chooses to go for Tailwind, I might be in trouble, but I'm going to take that risk. I'm not going to taunt it. I'll go for Bishop. I'll take out Bishop. And even if Suicune does get off the Tailwind, if I take down Bishop, I still can deal with Suicune with the superior numbers at my side. And if Bishop does take out my Gengar, I'll be in a... Okay, if it does take out my Gengar with a Sucker Punch, I have the Thunderbolt onto the Bishop, which does quite a significant amount of damage. And from there, I can bring in my other 2 Pokemon to clean up the game. So I felt that Suicune should just sit in the corner for the moment and wait for his turn.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, you can take the risk and you have 2 Pokemon left to sweep out the game. So you pretty much put yourself in a quite great position early in the game, to say. So that was a very good match, very convincing me. Once again, congratulations for having perfect 4-0 for now.
Yeah.
So hope to see you in the finals.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.